Shout out to Team 4-Star, an amazing channel with 2 million subscribers that's been the next victim of the mess that is YouTube copyright. This is another in a string of events that's been putting YouTube and its copyright system on blast. However, YouTube and copyright law is such a big and anomalous thing, it's hard to pin it to one thing. But there is one common link I see that I feel should be discussed, or at the very least pointed out. It's that I don't think Japan understands YouTube. Now, a quick disclaimer, I don't hate Japan, but this is an interesting common link I've found. Let's go back. You see, people think this is a recent thing, and it's true that all these vocal cases have been back to back recently. However, this has been going on for longer than you think. Our first case, before the I Hate Everything channel was taken down, before Nostalgia Critic's monetization was taken away, is Douchebag Chocolate, a lovely name I may add. Now, Douchebag Chocolate is a satirical and dry humour comedic anime review channel. He does great coverage of anime in a anime is trash tone. His channel has been plagued by copyright strikes and content ID claims constantly, for almost 3 years, maybe more. Let's let that sink in. That's how long this has really been happening. His content is well within his right to make. It's both criticism and parody, a double whammy in the veins of fair use. However, Japanese companies seem to disagree. Most reviewers of Western stuff, and even myself, get a lot of content ID claims, and we clear things up relatively well, despite the frustration. However, from experience, when it comes to a Japanese company, it's like trying to pull teeth. This is far from a single example either. One thing I will always hold against Nintendo is the Nintendo Creator Program. The Nintendo Creator Program is basically React World, but worse. On top of the 45% 55% split deal you have with YouTube, you will most likely have a partnership, which can take between an 80 to 20% split or a 60-40% split. Nintendo's Creator Program is basically another slice taken away on top, in which they let you, yes you, make let's plays and use content from Nintendo games in your videos. You basically pay for what all other game companies let you do for free because it's fair use. And I can't stress that enough because not even EA has done something like this yet. I actually had a full video explaining this program, but I've learnt saying too many bad things about Nintendo on the internet is like bringing up religion in the comment section. So we'll move on to Chibi Reviews. Chibi Reviews is another anime reviewing channel that is one of the more recent cases. He was hit by 3 community guideline strikes for copyright, taking away his monetization, basically his living. Imagine walking into your job and them saying, yeah, you can keep working with us, just you won't be paid. We cool? The guy was almost in tears. I would be. That's a scary thing to deal with. The guideline strikes all came from Tokyo Broadcasting System Incorporated, a Japanese company. The next key example is who has become a vocal forefront in the movement for recognition for YouTubers, Nostalgia Critic. Now, I know movie review channels get hit a lot by copyright strikes. The YouTube system is attuned to picking up when someone uploads a movie illegally and immediately takes them down. So when a movie reviewer uses clips from a movie, which is within their right to do so, the YouTube copyright monster doesn't see that and gobbles it up. Doug Walker was hit by a similar strike to Chibi Reviews, a community guideline hit that removed his monetization. Now this is especially big for him because he has multiple staff members to pay, as well as sets and offices and whatnot. To lose monetization is a big hit. And what was it for? A Studio Ghibli movie, a Japanese company. Now, the most recent addition to this list, Team 4-Star. They have been making Dragon Ball Z parodies for many years now, and throughout this time, they've never monetized their abridged videos, despite them being parody, and really, they should be able to do so. And still, they've been hit many times by copyright strikes. It's not just them either. I believe it was Attack on Titan abridged that was taken down with full force, And Little Karibo's Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged has seen rough times because of the Japanese companies that holds the rights to the shows they're parodying. And I can't stress enough that these fall well within fair use. In fact, an example shown by YouTube itself for fair use provides an example of a cut-up cartoon, something I would argue is within the same vein as abridged videos. A final loose example is when Konami basically went nuts last year, and pulled PT from the PlayStation Store and took Kojima's name from everything he's worked on. Super Bunny Hop made a video about all of it, and was hit by a DMCA takedown from Konami. Now, whether this is additional proof of Japanese corporations not knowing anything about YouTube copyright, or if it was Konami being, well, Konami, I don't know. However, it is noteworthy to mention. So, what does this all mean? What am I implying with all these examples pointing towards Japanese corporations? Well, personally, nothing. However, I feel it's a notable talking point to add to the discussion going around about fair use and the copyright system on YouTube.